So you've gone from no computer in 14 years to 14 weeks later using that computer to click a button and replace your full-time income. We're just talking about a small amount of money, obviously, to get you the skills you need to give you that high income skill that you're going to have forever. What was it that made you bite the bullet?
As you know, I had a pretty life-changing car accident where I broke my back and I was home for, 5.5 years for the most part. If working in 20 years wasn't an option, what decision do I have to make now to make sure that I can exercise my freedom of choice? I still need to be able to make money, and I'm not going to go through what I went through again. As long as I find the right person to teach me how to do it all and do it properly, I can start now and never have to worry about these things.
Getting the right education, access to all the charts and trades, plus direct support and live trading. What else do you need? What else do you want? All right, we got Jordy here. He just completed the 30-day coaching program. Jordy, if you could only describe it in one sentence, what would you say?
Job for life. Gives you the ability to exercise your freedom of choice at every level in your life.
Can I ask you on that topic, what would you say to the people that always say, oh, well, money's not everything, money doesn't buy happiness? Like, what would you say to those type of people? Because I agree, money's not everything, but you certainly need it and you live a much better life, and generally a much happier one if you have it. What's your 2 cents?
Having lived through an accident like mine that most people will never live through, when you don't have the money to see the right therapist and you don't have the money to live on your own. Like, I lived with my parents. I had to live with my parents for 2 years because I couldn't walk. I broke my back, I crushed 8 nerves in my neck, a ripped cartilage in my hip that I had to have hip surgery on. That didn't happen for years. But you have to make enough to be able to have the freedom of choice, and not you have to have something that gives you the ability to exercise your freedom of choice on how to deal with your body, your mind, your life, have who you want in it every day. Because it's when all that is taken away, you'll realize that,
oh, maybe it is more than what I thought.
Before I could be in a position to actually get it all sorted. And trading has given me all of that back within 3 months.
That's incredible.
And a month after your course, I have replaced my monthly income by almost double. The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, well, that's why I did the 5K to 50K challenge, right? Because like I wanted to, because that's a 500% return, right? That's crazy. And I did that in around 6.5 months. And I wanted to prove to people that you don't need a lot of money and you don't need a lot of time. You need education. And if you have the right education and you can make the right decisions, you're going to make the money, right? It's not, the money's just a byproduct of following a proven process that has, variables and data there to back it up. What was your trading like? What was your experience like? And how does that sort of compare to now?
14 weeks ago, I'd never pressed a button. I actually hadn't owned a computer as an adult over 15 years. I'll never forget the day I went and bought a Mac, and my mate that came with me, he's run his own rehab business for 15, 20 years, man. And he laughed at me. He's like, are you sure you want to do this? And it's like, mate, I'm already doing something I've got no idea about. So why not just throw myself in the deep end? Can't ask for any more, mate. I've had to learn how to do that. I've had to learn some skills that I never had before and put it together in a really easy to understand way, mate.
Safe to say you feel you got your value for money.
We've had a conversation before about, around this, and the fact that I couldn't believe you give the course away for what you do, for the money that you spend on the course than what people could comprehend.
That's what it's all about, making sure you get way more value than what you pay us in dollars and cents. But really what you get is $100,000 worth of value for a tenth of the price, So
this has taken you 10 years plus to learn. And if you had to put how many thousands of hours, you'd be in the tens of thousands of hours learning all of this stuff.
Yeah, dude, like it took me 3 to 4 years of losing money, at the start of my journey. And that's 200K down the drain just in that period. So in terms of the course, back to the structure of our course, like how did you find that? Obviously it met your expectations. Would you say it exceeded them?
If someone had said to me at the start of the course, there's 10 hours of content and 6 calls that you've got to do, I would have been like, yeah, what about the rest of it? And by the end of it, man, you're just like, yeah, now it makes perfect sense. Like you said, the golden nuggets from 10 years of experience that you've given everyone to go, hey, look for all of this, make sure you've got it before you jump in, and you'll be right.
Yeah.
The probabilities are in your favor. It's as simple as that.
When you were going through it, like at any point in time, you felt overwhelmed, or it was like really easy to understand from the start to the finish?
It's just little bits and pieces with the homework. And that's what those coaching calls are for, errors that need to be ironed out in your homework. It's not just looking at videos and having a call with someone. There are things you have to do before you get on that call so that person can go, hey, fix this little bit and refine it a little bit, then we'll move forward. You don't need the knowledge. I'm proof of that. Like, you don't have to have technical knowledge, all these different computers and algorithms and everything. To keep it basic. You've done that perfectly. And at the end of the day, how else do you get through a course like this within the space of 4 to 6 weeks and come out making your own trades and making money?
If you can learn a high income skill in 30 days, what's that in perspective, right?
Absolutely. You can't put a price tag on that, man.
Why would you recommend the course to someone just starting out that's got maybe no experience like yourself, not too tech savvy?
It's not taught in a way that you need all the, technology understanding in the world. You teach it in such a simple and basic way. You have the checklists, you have all the things laid out that we need. You just have to practice it. And that's what the homework's for. That's what the coaching calls are for. That's what taking the 30 days is for, is to practice that stuff before you go and jump in and crucify yourself.
Most retail traders, for reference, just go and fund an account and click a button. They don't go through the process that we took you through.
Just do the course, because by the end of it, you would have done the reps, you've done the homework,
right, yeah.
You've had people that are making enough money that it's not even comparable to your regular job, teaching you how to do it, who have done it, who have the results, who are teaching other people. Get it done. What
was it that made you choose, I guess, our program over all these other ones that are out there?
I use the Instagram algorithms to find, I can't remember how it was, 50 to 60 different companies around the world. Liked every trading company that I found or post that I saw, and just let the algorithm filter people through to me, right? I probably spoke to about 3 or 4 people in the end after I, used different search engines to sort of back test and vet people. Dude, after the conversation that we had and the time that you gave me and that, like, you don't have to give people your time or the money that you make. And it said a lot to me that you did. I've only got, 5-10 minutes, and it was all about business. So, well, where are you going to be when I need help? And that was the point of difference with you. It's like, you're just a real down-to-earth bloke. You don't have to take your time out of your day and your life and your family and everything else that comes, with being a human in this day and age. But you do. And that was evident in the time that you spent with me, man. And that's why I'm here as one of your students, mate. That's it. It's as simple as that.
That is a great life hack. Go and start an Instagram, like all the things that you want to, whether it's for let the algorithm do the work for you, and then all you have to do is filter. I love that. That's awesome. What was it that made you bite the bullet?
As you know, I had a pretty life-changing car accident where I broke my back and I was home for, 5.5 years for the most part. I only got back to working part-time, and based on my circumstance, that wasn't great. And that was a driving force of saying, like, I'm not doing that. It's not viable. If my body, after breaking your back and having hip surgery and, crushing 8 nerves in my neck, it doesn't give you a lot of confidence moving forward. What happens in 20 years when I can't work, if I can't work? This can't be taken away from me.
Investing in your education is the one thing that your missus can't take you off in a divorce. The government can't tax you out of it. Once it's up here, mate, it's there forever, right?
And yeah, it's money for life, mate. The job's never going to go. Like, in uncertain times around the world at many levels, this isn't going anywhere. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop because I get sick. It doesn't stop because someone in my family dies. It doesn't stop because, I get hurt. It's there. It's there when you need it. It's there when you want it. And you know what? All you have to do is turn up.
Jordy, one key takeaway that you took from the course that just immediately improved your trading results, what would you say that was?
The biggest thing was the checklist that you give her. You need at least X amount of these things in this checklist. Otherwise, you don't have anything but a headache.
If A, B, C happens, then you can click the button and react to those variables. If A, B, C doesn't happen, you don't click the button, right? It's that simple.
Absolutely.
So
the checklist on both forms, and teaching us to trade in many different areas based on sort of what happens in the market each day.
One thing that a lot of people do in this industry, the generic course content that they are showing and giving to their clients to watch is generally one strategy or technique that works on 1 or 2 assets on 1 or 2 time frames in 1 or 2 different types of market structure. Whatever's happening, I want my clients to be able to come to the market, analyze that, and say, where are the opportunities today? But it's about having multiple strategies for multiple different market conditions that work on all time frames and all assets.
You give us 7 to 10 different high market cap assets that we can trade regularly, that you give us analysis of, points of reference for. You put things in the Discord channel daily. Just follow it. You can't fail.
Getting the right education, access to all the charts and trades, plus direct support and live trading. What else do you need? What else do you want? Cutting all that out, you have an issue, you ask the question, we fix it. That's what coaching, mentoring should be, because if I had an issue, whether I was watching a course or whatever have you, I never had support ever. That meant that I had no choice but to continue watching and get more and more confused. And so when you do need clarity, when you do have that question, when you are confused, or it might even be like a technical thing with the broker, and we could be like, hey dude, just click this, press this button, this is the solution. And then you move forward instantly with clarity, which helps you stay on track and you can keep going through the program.